Hello and welcome once again to our weekly video messages from the Royal Black Institution. I trust that you are indeed continue to be encouraged by our messages. I've just received this week an email from a Christian charity that I support to inform me earlier this year the company which supplies their supporter database software was hit by a series of cyber attacks. The email informed me that sometime earlier this year a cyber criminal had hacked into their systems and accessed their data containing personal information, which they offered to destroy in exchange for a payment. The charity told me that they had paid the ransom to the cyber criminal and received a third-party assurance that the stolen data was destroyed and not used or sold on. The company told the charity that it had no reason to believe any data was shared beyond the cyber criminal, nor that it was or will be misused, or will be disseminated or otherwise made available publicly. And so my charity then assures me that they have put new measures in place to stop the specific type of attack happening again. But I wonder if, like me, you doubt those reassurances. Sure, if it happened once, it could certainly happen again. And we never seem to learn from such cyber attacks. We continue to place and share a lot of personal information on the World Wide Web. I suppose in the premise that no one would be interested in the happenings of our life. They would be of no real value to anyone else. But wait a minute. The Christian charity that I support was prepared to pay a ransom to a cyber criminal to protect my information. Perhaps they did it out of a sense of duty rather than a value of my information. But the fact remains, they paid a ransom, so they must have thought my details had a value. That got me thinking about other hidden treasures that I may have. I suppose the real question is, what am I worth? Do I even have a worth? And if so, how much is that worth? And how do I protect it from robbers and thieves? You see, my friends, if a company was prepared to pay a ransom to protect my valuable information, who else sees value in me? That is the challenging question, but one that we can have answered if we turn to our Bibles. In Mark chapter 10, verses 35 to 45, we read of two of Jesus' most trusted disciples, James and John, asking a request of Jesus. They wanted to ensure that their worldly value was transferred to God's kingdom. So they asked Jesus if he would grant them a favour, so if they could sit at his right hand and his left in heaven itself. They wanted the valuable seats in heaven they thought that they deserved. Today, we might smile at their naive request. But wait a minute. Upon what are you building your eternity? Where does your value lie? In today's world, most people measure value in pounds and pence, or in status, or in titles held. But here Jesus tells James and John that real value in God's kingdom is measured not in monetary or status terms, but in terms of service to others. Your heavenly value is not defined by the value of your worldly goods, including your bank account, but by how much you have served others. Listen to those words as we find them now in Mark chapter 10, verses 42 to 45. Jesus called them together and said, "You know that those who were regarded as rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be slave of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." James and John wanted the most valuable places in heaven next to Jesus. But Jesus told them that true value comes in serving others. This must have been a difficult message for James and John and the other disciples. Here was their master telling them that their value lay not in trying to occupy a special place or title, but simply in being prepared to be the slave of all. As sinners, In the sight of a holy, righteous God, we are worthless, of no value whatsoever, bound for eternal separation from God. But when we accept that Jesus paid the price for our sins by his death on the cross, our value is transformed. The cost of our sin is removed. It's removed by his redemptive blood. We are washed, made clean, and are given a new value as a child of God. So today, why not take some time out and examine your worth, not in worldly terms, but in eternal terms? Do not be living your life constantly paying the ransom that the devil, the greatest thief of all, demands of you so that you can feel some self-worth. Why not claim the worth that God has in store for you? Jesus died to remove that ransom demanded by the devil, that feeling of having nothing left to give, of simply thinking that you have no value. Friends and Sir Knights, to Jesus, you are priceless. He died for you to release you from the slavery of sin so that you would be free, and in that freedom learn the true value of serving others. May God bless you as you realize your true value that Jesus alone can give you.